Boys, tomato sauce in here. We've got some brand new, massive PvP changes for the 10.1 PTR. Let's take a look at them. I haven't read through them myself, so we're going to do this for the first time together. And I've heard that the orc racial is now nerfed, which this could be massive, but I'm seeing other class changes. So let's take a look, boys. Feral Druids, you know we love these. Blood Talons now enhances your next 3 rips or ferocious bites per activation. Was 2. That's pretty interesting. So you actually get your next 3 rips or ferocious bites buffed. That's a huge buff for Blood Talons. Thrashing Claws bonus to shred damage reduced to 8%. That's kind of a nerf to shred there. Wild Slashes bonus to swipe and thrash damage increased to 25%. So you get a little bonus on your thrash for PvP. Brutal Slash damage increased by 15%. Again, that's a great bonus for PvP. Moonfire damage with Lunar Inspiration increased by 8%. So really, Feral's getting some pretty interesting buffs here. I think Feral's coming back from some of those nerfs. Let's see. Preservation Evoker. The Foreset bonus has been adjusted after casting 3 empowered spells. Gain Essence Burst immediately and another 3 seconds later. All right, that's not bad. That's not bad at all for preservation. It's too bad it's not for devastation as well, because that would be some extra burst there, although they probably don't need that. Survival's Foreset bonus was adjusted. Every 25 focus spent reduces the cooldown of Wildfire Bomb by 1 second, and the target of your latest kill command takes 100% increased damage from Wildfire Bomb for 8 seconds. Holy moly. That's actually insane. First of all, this isn't even Survival's only CDR. It's going to be like Shadowlands Season 4 all over again, which it was a ton of fun playing Survival in Shadowlands Season 3 and 4. So definitely looking forward to trying that out. Mage Foreset was adjusted. For every 20,000 mana spent on and during Arcane Surge, your spell damage is increased by 1%. For 12 seconds after Arcane Surge fades, stacking up to 30 times. This will just be more throughput for Arcane mages, but I think we're still going to see mages on Frost. Fire Foreset. When your direct damage spells hit an enemy affected by Charring Embers 20 times, the damage of your next 2 Phoenix Flames is increased by 200%, and they refund a charge on use. I guess that could help them out with a little extra burst if you can line it up during a combustion window. Aberrus the Shadowed Crucible 2 set has been adjusted for Frost. Flurry and Ice Lance damage increased by 10%. Flurry causes an explosion on impact. Jesus, just more cleave and more Flurry and Ice Lance damage. If there's one thing Frost didn't need, it's probably more instant damage. Now they're getting more of it, and it's going to be even crazier cleave than they usually have. Frost is looking really good coming into 10.1, even with the crit nerf. Brewmaster Foreset changed. Rising Sun Kick grants a stack of Brawler. When you dodge, the damage and critical strike chance of your next Spinning Crane are... Okay, so it's critical strike increased for RSK for Brewmaster. Mistweaver restores 5% of your max mana over 5 seconds. Okay, so Soulfang Infusion. Windwalker 2 set. Rising Sun Kick deals 15% increased damage and has a 30% chance to go Nova. So that's going to break all the CC in the game, but I guess it doesn't matter because CC is dead. They're 4 set. Your melee auto attacks have a chance to launch a Shadow Flame Spirit at your enemy. More RNG nonsense for the Windwalker class that will probably be bugged. Priest improved Mass Dispel, reduced the cast time of Mass Dispel by 0.5. So that's a nerf on improved Mass Dispel. Psychic Scream now hits all enemies within 8 yards. That's really a buff for Mythic Plus. Void Tendrils now hits all again. Mythic Plus root. Holy Divine Image now spawns 1 Naru that is empowered and grows with Holy Word casts. Divine Image now teleports near the priest when the priest casts a Holy Word spell. Divine Favor Chastise and Divine Favor Serenity been added to the personal resource display. That's nice. This has always been annoying to manage to me. Okay, Shadow. Death damage reduced by 40%. Thank God, because I've been hit for 100,000 with this spell. Shadow Word Death deals 250% increased damage below 20% health. Okay, so we're still going to get hit for 100k. Just if they use it too early, it's not going to be like a crazy execute. But if they use it at the right time, you're getting one shot. Mastermind increases the critical strike chance of affected spells by 4/8, so that's a buff. Maddening Touch increases vampiric touch damage. Yep, another dot buff. Whispering Shadows no longer causes Shadow Crash. Okay, so that's kind of a nerf. Mind Spike damage, nerf. Insanity damage, nerf. Sanity Generate. Okay, so they really nerfed Mind Spike here. Mental Decay now also increases the damage of Mind Flay and Mind Spike by 10%. Then they get some of it back with Mental Decay. Unfurling Darkness and Mental Decay have swapped places in the talent tree. Mind Devourer has a 5 to 10% chance to trigger and increase the damage of Devouring Plague by 20%, so that got buffed. Mind Flay damage reduced. Inescapable Torment damage reduced by 40%. Shadow's got a ton here. You're going to want to just come to the page and read through Shadows. I'll be honest, I haven't played a ton of Shadow in this expansion, so I'm losing interest as I go through these Shadow changes. But overall, I mean, a few spells got nerfed, a few spells got buffed. I'm sure Shadow will still be in a great place because they have the best CC chain in the game. Enhancement 2 set was changed. Sundering increases your mastery by 24% for 15 seconds, was 12%. That's insane. And now it's not locked on single target either. So you're just getting a 24% mastery bonus for 15 seconds. Doomwind's windows are going to be absurd on Enhance. What's the 4 set? Sundering increases your physical and fire damage by 30% for 15 seconds. And your next 3 Chain Lightning cast deal 100% increased damage. So instead of lightning bolting after you sunder, you could chain lightning and you get some fat chains out. They're going to refund Maelstrom weapon stacks, and your physical damage is going to be increased by. So you're getting 24% mastery and 30% physical damage every time you sunder. That's absurd. You're gonna run sunder in your Doomwinds window every time and have the fattest Doomwinds damage of all time. This is actually insane. Enhances sleeper OP. Maybe Turbo comes back like with a vengeance. It's already really good right now, but I think with this 2/4 set, like you're just drooling for Turbo. Enhanced Demonology will actually be awesome as well, because Enhanced Demo goes really well together. Demonology 4 set Felguard damage reduced to 20%, was 40. This is good. Arms. Chance to critically strike and critical damage reduced to 5%. Oh, that sucks. So my set bonus reduced by half. That's okay. It's not a big deal. If we go full haste arms, this will just be like, it'll be whatever. Because here's what I think. I think we stack full haste next season as arms warriors, because the crit, we're getting our crits nerfed in PvP. So you go full haste and you just are doing constant damage the whole game and being the same utility god that you are now. I think arms is going to be in a great place this season still. Protection 2 set, Shield Slam now reduce the cooldown by last stand. Wave of Force generated by the 4 set deals some bonus attack power. So this is all PvE nonsense. Here we go, baby. Player versus player changes. Hardiness. Orc racial. Stun reduction has been reduced by 50%. This is huge. 50% in PvP combat. Thank God. I just didn't feel like running into a ton of orcs. I think it's still going to be good, right? Your kidney shot, instead of losing a whole second, you'll lose half a second. But it's still definitely going to be a good racial if you are orc and you don't want to pay to race change off of it. But I don't think that it's a good enough racial now for people to want to pay to race change to it just to drop a little bit of a stun. As I said in my previous Arms Warrior video, hitting Elite, I rarely die in stuns as an Arms Warrior because you can pre-plan the game, right? So you know when to swap in defensive stance. There's nothing in the game right now but a Ret Paladin that can kill anybody in a stun, and I have a feeling Ret is going to get nerfed pretty quickly. Hell, we might even see it in these notes. If we don't, I'd be surprised. Death Knight. Spell Warden has been removed. Interesting. Druid Balance. Reactive Resin. Wow, that's an auto lock. That's removed. Restoration has been redesigned. Reduces the movement speed of enemies who remove your hot effects by 30% for 3 seconds. At 3 stacks, the movement speed reduction is removed and the target is rooted in silence. Oh, wow. So if you get purge banged, holy moly. So if they purge 3 hots, they get rooted and silenced for 3 seconds. Yeah, enjoy purge banging kill targets on a Resto Druid. This is an auto lock as a Resto Druid. It's hot purge protection. This is actually crazy. They're going to get rid of this PvP talent eventually. It's way too good. But that's awesome. So Resto Druids have a bit of dispel protection going into next season, which I honestly think this PvP talent makes Resto Druid the best healer in the game, because you're not going to be able to, on a Resto Shaman, right? You're in there going against a Resto Druid to purge bang the Resto Druid, right? To be an offensive healer. You can only throw 2 purges out now. Now you're moving at 60% movement speed reduction, and if you happen to fat finger purge again, you're rooted in silence for 3 seconds. I don't think you trade that for anything in the world in this game right now. So yeah, Resto Druids are pretty well protected right now. Flame Cannon every 2 seconds in combat with no enemies within 20 yards. You gain health, damage, and a 3-yard range. Oh, this is interesting. I wonder how this is actually going to work in gameplay, but that's a pretty cool talent. It might be worth trying out for fire mages. Never stacks up when you're in DB range, though, so it's going to be a lot of kiting for them. They might not even take this, to be honest with you. It's kind of a weird talent. Maybe good for 1v1s. Definitely good for 1v1s. Brewmaster Wind Waker has been removed. Reduce the cooldown of Zed Meditation by 50%, was 75. New PvP talent, Fey Accord, Phalanx Stomp. Cooldown is reduced by 20 seconds. Enemy struck by Phalanx. Oh, wow. So now you're snaring them in the Fey line, and you're going to have your Fey line up more. They really want Mistweavers to only Fistweave. This is an auto lock if you're a Fistweaver. This talent's insane. Windwalker Turbo Fist, no longer. Fists of Fury to deal its full damage to all targets hit. Fists of Fury now deals 90% of its damage to secondary target players. So the nerf here with Turbo Fist is just a 10% damage nerf to the secondary target players. I mean, really, they could have went like 70% with this, and I don't think it would have been, you know, out of the realm of nerfing. This really is going to be kind of unnoticeable for Windwalker, in my opinion. Paladin Retribution. Yeah, whatever. I don't even know what Ultimate Retribution is. But it's marking them longer, so that's the only Paladin change in these patch notes. Man, that class is really having fun right now. Priest, new PvP talent, Absolute Faith. Leap of Faith also pulls the spirit of the 3 furthest allies within 40 yards, and it shields all allies affected. So it's pulling everybody now, and it's not going to be an Earth Spirit Link totem, thank God. It's just going to shield them. So, whatever, right? Mind Spike damage now increased by 25% in PvP combat. Okay, so this is gone. Mind Spike and Mind Spike Insanity damage is increased by 30% in PvP combat. Okay, so the PvE nerfs were offset with PvP buffs. And same thing with Mind Flay. So they want Shadow Priest to do the same damage in PvP, but it was doing too much damage in PvE with these abilities. Death Speaker increases the damage of Shadow Word Death by 10% in PvP combat, was 25. Shaman Burrow. Burrow beneath the ground. What are they, fuck Diglett? Becoming unattackable, removing movement impaired effects, and increasing your movement speed by 50% for 5 seconds. Yeah, for real, it's like Doug Trio or Diglett or whatever the Pokemon. That's funny. Strange. That's a weird PvP talent. I don't really think about burrowing when I think of shamans, so I don't know where this comes from. I guess it's cool they get a defensive, and it's all 3 shaman specs. Volcanic Surge. Oh, this is that weird thing. Now increases the chance for Lava Surge to trigger by 100%. Okay. The Lava Surge is going to buff Lightning Bolt. Or Lava. Okay. So it increases their damage, but it makes you have to hard cast a little bit. But they're going to be fast hard cast. So probably an interesting lock. Bonds of Fel explosion damage increased by 33%. It's probably good for Warlocks. It honestly doesn't even feel like this talent does anything right now, so you can just walk in and out of it. New PvP talent, Impish Instincts, taking direct physical damage, reduce the cooldown of Demonic Circle by 2 seconds. Oh, that's pretty big. Demonology, Master Summoner's been redesigned, reduces the cast time of your Dreadstalkers, summon Vile Fiend, Demonic Tyrant by 20%, and reduces the cooldown of called Dreadstalkers by 5 seconds. So it is no longer an instant cast. You are going to be casting, but all of your other casts have a 20% reduction, and the cooldown of Dreadstalkers is reduced by 5. This is probably going to be better for them overall than the instant dogs. I believe so. Call Fell Lord no longer costs soul shards. Fellcleave's damage increased by 30% and is now cast 50% more frequently. That's crazy. Might be interesting to mess with that talent. And those are all the class changes on these updated patch notes as we get ready to go into 10.1, guys. I hope you enjoyed going through them with me. Big changes here are the Orc Racial is gone. Spell Warden is gone on DK. Resto Druids are getting Purge protection on their hots that's going to root and silence anyone that purges a player with their hots on them for 3 seconds, which is insane. Fist Weaving is absolutely in still. Retribution Paladin has no nerf slotted for 10.1, so level your Ret Paladins quick, boys. That's it. Tomato sauce and out. 10.1, absolutely in. Can't wait for it, guys. Interested in seeing some more patch notes as they come our way. Have a great night, guys. Take it easy.